So again, coming back to the types of sentences on the basis of the clauses. Okay. So on the basis of the clauses, we can divide the sentence into three categories, and they are simple sentences, compound sentences, and complex sentences. First, we can deal with the simple sentence. A simple sentence means it is very simple. It contains only one independent clause. Independent means it is able to stand by itself. Okay. For example, the prisoner escaped. The prisoner is a subject and escaped is a verb. So we can say it is a clause because it is having a subject and a verb. And the prisoner escaped. It is having a complete meaning. Nothing is lacking there. So we can say it is an independent clause. Okay. Then we can see the prisoner and his friend escaped. Okay. The prisoner and his friend escaped. There we can see some more addition. But still it is a independent clause and it is a simple sentence. Then we can see another example. The prisoner and his friend escaped but were later caught. There we can see two actions. The prisoner and his friend escaped, then they were caught but were caught. This is also a type of a simple sentence. A simple sentence means in that sentence there will be one independent clause. Okay. They will sometimes it will be having the words of just an independent clause. Sometimes it will be having more words than the independent clause. But you have to focus that it should contain only one independent clause. It should not have more than one independent clause. There can be dependent clause, but it's okay. But there should not be any more independent clause. That is called a simple sentence. Okay. So we can say even an independent clause is a simple sentence. And most probably a simple sentence will be an independent clause. In the given examples, you might be thinking what is meant by compound subject, compound predicate. So let me explain about that. In the first example, you can see the prisoner escaped. The prisoner, it is a single subject. No other fashions are there. But in the second example, you can see the prisoner and his friend escaped. The prisoner and his friend escaped. So there we are having two subject actually, the prisoner and a friend. That is, it is a combination of subject. That is why it is called a compound subject. So here the compound subject is the prisoner and his friend. And the verb is escaped. Then in the last example, you can see it is having a compound subject and a compound predicate. So already you are aware with compound subject. So again in the third example, the prisoner and his friend, these are the compound subject. And but were later caught. Okay, but were later caught. So if the sentence is the prisoner and his friend escaped but were caught, then it cannot be a compound predicate because here I am not using the word later. Okay, later is again giving importance to that word caught. Okay, it is actually an adverb. That later is actually an adverb. It is giving importance to the verb caught. Okay, so it is giving some more addition to the predicate of that sentence. That is why but were later caught, we can together call them as a compound predicate. Okay, but again you have to keep in mind in a simple sentence, even though it is having an independent clause, still some words will be remaining. It can be a dependent clause. It doesn't matter, but you have to see that whether it contains only one independent clause. If the sentence contains only one independent clause, that is called a simple sentence. So I have told you about the simple sentence. Simple sentence means it contains only one independent clause. Now we have the compound sentence. Compound means combination. And it is a combination of two independent clauses. that are joined together by a comma or a coordinating conjunction. So here you have a doubt regarding what does it mean by a conjunction. A conjunction means it is a bridge between two sentences. For example, I love to eat chocolates. I love to eat ice cream. Together I can make the sentence I love to eat chocolate and ice cream. So there that and is called the conjunction. We are just combining two or more sentences together with a word or a group of words. That is called a conjunction. So here you should know this coordinating conjunctions. You have to by heart it, okay? The coordinating conjunctions are the fanboys. F for, A for an, N for nor, but, or, yet, so. These words you have to by heart, okay? These are the coordinating conjunctions. So in a sentence, if we are seeing these words, okay, after the comma, if you are seeing this fanboys, any of this conjunction, easily you can say that it is a compound sentence. So fanboys, these are the acronym for this coordinating conjunction, that is for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. This you have to by heart. If you are seeing these words and a comma in a sentence, you can easily find out that that sentence is a compound sentence and it will be having two independent clauses. See the example. He was tired, for he went to bed early. So he was tired. He is a subject and was is a verb. So together it is a clause and it is an independent clause because it is having a complete meaning. Then we can say he went to bed early. He is a subject and went is a verb. And again it is a clause and it is making a complete sense. So it is an independent clause. Then we can say I cooked dinner and he washed the dishes. I cooked dinner is a independent clause and he washed the dishes, it is the independent clause. So in all the sentences you can see two independent clauses and a comma and the coordinating conjunction. Then it is a compound sentence. So first we have seen the sentences having only one independent clause. Second, we have seen the sentences that are having two independent clause, and now we can see the sentences having both dependent clause and independent clause. If we are having a dependent clause and an independent clause in a sentence together with comma, okay, there should be comma also, then that sentence is called a complex sentence. Okay, the complex sentence has an independent clause and at least one dependent clause. Okay. So, in almost all the sentences, we can see one independent clause. Minimum one independent clause will be there and minimum one dependent clause. And sometimes 90% of the sentences, we can see the punctuation comma. So, see here, when the cake is brown, remove it from the oven. So, here, when the cake is brown, what happens when the cake is brown? We are having one confusion. When the cake is brown, what will happen to it? Are we able to eat it or is it a waste? We don't know. We are having a confusion. Then see the another part. Remove it from the oven. So it can be an order given by someone. Remove it from the oven. Remove it from the oven. So it is a subject and remove is a verb. So it is having a complete meaning and it is a clause. So we can say it is an independent clause. And when the cake is brown, the cake is the subject and is the verb. It's an auxiliary verb. So that is called a dependent clause. And together it is making a sentence. So in a sentence, if we have an independent and a dependent clause, and sometimes we can see the comma also, then we can say it is a complex sentence. On the basis of clauses, we can divide the sentences into three categories: simple, compound and complex sentences. A simple sentence means it is having an independent clause. A sentence having an independent clause is a simple sentence. Okay, so we can say even a simple an independent clause will be a simple sentence. Okay, Then we have the compound sentence. A compound sentence means it is a combination of two independent clauses. And there you can see the conjunctions fanboys together with the punctuation mark comma. Comma is compulsory in compound sentences. Okay, in compound sentences, comma and the fanboys, any one conjunction will be there. Then the third one is the complex sentences. Complex sentences means it is a combination of an independent clause and dependent clause or clauses. It may contain one dependent clause, two dependent clause, how many we don't know, but minimum there will be an independent clause and a dependent clause. And sometimes, okay, 90% of the sentences we can see the punctuation comma, but we cannot see the fanboys in complex sentences. So I hope you understood up to this, and in the next session I will differentiate the sentences on the basis of their purpose that you all are familiar with, and that I will deal in the next session. Thank you for watching.